Today is Wednesday, the 19th of November, 6 o'clock. And if things go well, as usual, I will stay here up till 8 o'clock UK time. And so, for those who don't know me, I'm a therapist and coach, and I use my time, my free time, to come here on YouTube to discuss anything that you like me to discuss related to mental health, therapy, psychology, human behavior, anything to do with the mind and how we can enhance our life from those places. And so we have Igor. Hello, Igor. How are you doing? I'm going to do what I always do. I start the live by reading my own post and commenting on them. And hopefully by the end of it, some of you will have gathered some inspiration to ask me some questions about yourself. Benjamin, hello Didi, it's good to see you. Thank you so much, Benjamin. Okay, let's go. The first post that I'm going to read goes like this. Drowning in a swimming pool feels the same as drowning in the ocean. Your experience is valid. And so this is supposed to highlight how we often gaslight ourselves. We have our problems, we have our pain, but we tell ourselves, it's not too bad, it's normal, everyone go through that. I shouldn't feel bad about myself because some other people have it worse than me. And the reason why we gaslight ourselves is because we've been gaslit by other people in the past. And so now we believe that our suffering don't matter. It's not bad enough for us to suffer, to talk about it or to complain about it. But suffering is suffering, and we cannot compare. It is still an experience, and it's still valid if it's bad enough for us to think about it. And so, drowning in a swimming pool or in an ocean is the same. We must stop comparing ourselves. We must stop gaslighting ourselves, and we must stop gaslighting others as well, telling them, oh, you shouldn't feel so bad about yourself, you should be grateful for the past, the life that you had, the parents that you had, all sort of things, because we don't know. We don't know. What matters is not what we see from the outside, but how people are feeling from the inside. Next post goes like this. We only fear rejection when you need others to accept us. Accept yourself fully, and no one can ever reject you ever again. And so this is the idea that we fear rejection because we are putting our opinions after their opinions. Their opinions of us is more important than our opinion of ourselves. And we often do that for all sorts of reasons. But we must really realize that no one can reject us if we accept ourselves fully. If I accept myself unconditionally, and it's a journey, it takes some self-awareness to get there, but we can get potentially over to a point where we don't care about what people think or say about us because we know who we are and we understand that people project anyway. So whatever they say or do has got nothing to do with us. It's only a projection of their own insecurities and fears and realities. Next post. You punish yourself because punishment was normal back then. It didn't fix anything then. It will not fix anything now. And this is what we also all go through. We tend to be very harsh on ourselves. We talk to ourselves in a very unkind way. We're telling ourselves, we're not good enough. Why am I so stupid? Why did I do that? Why did I say that? Why can't I change? What's wrong with me? And we're essentially punishing ourselves. But that's because we have been punished in the past. And we had to believe that it was our fault. We had to find a solution. And so we keep doing this to ourselves. And we have to stop doing this because punishment doesn't work. It didn't work back then. It doesn't work now. It will never work. But there you go. And finally, the last post that I'm going to read for now goes like this. As long as you believe that safety means control, your nervous system would never be able to rest. And so our beliefs are going to create our reality. If we believe that we must control everything, we're in a constant state of tension. And that would predispose us to suffer from stress. And as a result of that, our nervous system is going to be constantly high-wired. So we want to change that belief. We want to accept that control is an illusion anyway. And so we must really learn how to surrender and let go and to allow for the universe to do its job. Instead of trying to control, understand everything, make sense of everything. People are obsessed on obsessed about controlling things, and people are obsessed about understanding everything and having making sense of everything. They do this because they have a dysregulated nervous system. It's not healthy. It's not a good habit to have. Anyway, let me read the comment and see if there's any questions from you guys now. Kay Stevens, hi Didi. Hello, Kay. Benjamin, I have struggling lately. I feel very anxious when I wake up, uncertain about the day. It takes me maybe 1 to 2 hours to calm down every morning. Okay. I have been struggling lately, feeling very anxious when I wake up. Okay, get this. Something to do with it. Oh, I missed one bit. It takes me 1 to 2 hours to calm down. My mother recently told me she's depressed again and wants to die. I'm thinking this has something to do with it. Yes, yes, yes. I'm worried I will lose my mother like how I lost my father. Okay. When I was 18 years old, I am 22 now, and I'm afraid if it happened to my father while I was young, it will happen to my mother too. Okay, let's talk about this. What you're going through is kind of normal. Our body remembers situations that happened in the past, and so now you have the connection. You understand what it's to do with your relationship with mortality because you loved your dad already. But the way your body is going to manifest it is through the anxiety. It's trying to get you alert to try to do something about it. And what you want to do really is to accept that we are all mortal and it happens. This is the thing that we all know, but we don't think about it. We don't like to confront it. But we are all mortals, and we're only here to share a moment with other people. And some people will leave before, some people will leave after, but everyone will leave, and we will leave at some point as well. And so this is the cognitive aspect of it. It's basically taking time to appreciate that life is about us sharing moments, and we can choose to either think about the fear of losing what we have, or we can focus on enjoying what we have now and make the most of whatever life brings us one moment at a time. But if you have been indeed traumatized by the loss of your dad at a young age, we can talk about this. Do you have any other type of anxiety, or is it mainly to do with that? Can you tell me that, please? And you said that you have been anxious lately. Have you had anxiety before? Or is it just like just now and when you lost your dad? If you can tell me that would be helpful, please. But anxiety is an emotion and a feeling that we all experience. The problem is not anxiety as such. The problem is if we have a system that keeps on creating anxiety all the time for no seemingly reasonable reasons to feel anxious about. And so anxiety becomes a problem when it's chronic, when there's a pattern. Everything that we suffer from as far as mental and emotional health is concerned is not the emotions per se. It is too much of it. So we all experience sadness, happiness, joy, but also fear, anxiety, depression in some capacity. And it becomes only problematic if we are stuck in that state for too long, if we have too much, too often, too intensely, or too long of that thing happening in our lives. But if it's only one instance, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's an experience. It's to realize that my body is reminding me of the fear. So we could address this by addressing here. But if you have had anxiety in any shape or form for a long time, now we're talking about something else. And that's why I need to know whether you had anxiety in the past. Has your mum always been depressed, or has she only been depressed since your dad left? JJ East Coast Art. Hello. That rover guy. Hello as well. Kay Stevens. I agree with what you said about punishment. I've seen where when a sibling witnesses their sibling getting punished is the worst way to discipline children, can last a lifetime. Yes, yes, absolutely. It's trauma. Physical hurt is trauma. Um, and a lot of us, we're going to say, but it was normal, this is how we discipline kids, and now we know better. We can do better than that. Um, so many of my clients come to see me and they tell me about how much they suffer. And as we go through hypnosis, we go back into those sins, and it can stem from those little moments that everyone take for granted and label normal, and there's nothing normal about it. That Rover guy, I lost my dad in a car crash 7 to 8 years ago. I'm sorry to hear. And to be honest, it's the impact it made on my children that hits me harder. Okay. So we can talk about it. If you, the way that I function, I need questions. I need specific, um, targeted bullet point questions. If you can give me that, and but will give me a precise idea on which direction to go. How did the loss of your dad has impacted your children, and how is that affecting you now? I need to understand um, how who is affected by it. Benjamin, I've had anxiety before. When my mother does not answer the phone, I will think she's dead, like what happened to my dad. Or if I don't go with her to the store, it will be the last time I will see her. Okay, okay. So this is what we call catastrophizing. Because of what happened with your dad, now there's a part of you that is worried that it's going to happen all the time. And because of XYZ, your brain is fixated on it. So it can be other histories of anxiety or stress or both or more. But essentially, your mind craves certainty. Your mind can't deal with the uncertain. So it's going to play all the worst possible case scenarios all the time. Oh, she's late. What's going on? Maybe she's been run over by a car or something like that. And so what you want to do is to change the way you think. And you want to challenge your own thoughts. You want to tell yourself, okay, those catastrophe scenarios that I'm playing in my head, what chances are there that is going to happen? It's just a habit. The way we think is down to our belief and our trauma and how we feel, but essentially we are collections of habits. We are habits of thoughts, but also habits of emotions, reactions, and we can challenge those habits by challenging them. So when it comes to thoughts, when you say, if she doesn't answer the phone, I think she's dead. Okay, so let's address this. I want you to ask yourself, what are the chances that because my mom is not answering the phone, she's dead? Is it possible? Is it really possible? Is it something that, based on tangible evidence, observational reality, I believe that it could happen? Is it normal to believe that because someone doesn't answer the phone, they're going to be dead? No. And then imagine, okay, you know what? I know what it is. My mind is getting me there because my dad left us many years ago, and my mind hasn't found closure from that. And so question those thoughts that you have in your head, and then tell yourself, you know what? Probably she's late because she's met someone in the street and she's chatting about whatever. It could be, there could be millions of reasons. So now I want you to imagine all the other reasons why your mom could be late. Maybe she's having a great time. Maybe she's bumped into a friend she hasn't seen for years, and she decided to have a cup of coffee with them, and she's laughing. Imagine her talking about her life, being happy. Change the scenarios in your head. Change the ideas that you have. You need to challenge them. If you don't do anything, you're going to keep on entertaining those thoughts, and you will feel bad because those thoughts carries that sort of energy. But imagine that your mom is doing something great. She's having fun. Maybe she decided to, I don't know, to go to the arcade thing and play some video games. I don't know. I'm just making things up. Maybe she decided to sit down in a park and feed the pigeons. I want you to imagine her being happy, being cheered, enjoying herself. And as you start to imagine those thoughts, you can feel better because those thoughts are more empowering, positive, kind. Right? So it's a skill. You need to practice this. But what you want to do essentially is to challenge your own thoughts and ask yourself, is it true? Is it really, really possible that my mom is dead just because she's not answering the phone? Maybe she's having a bath. with some scented candles, with some bubble thing, and she's just loving it. She's listening to the radio at the same time. Maybe she's decided to do other stuff, whatever it is that she enjoys doing. Imagine her enjoying herself instead. I want to help you change that thing, and over time, if you do it regularly, like a new skill that you want to install, as with all skills, with repetition, 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 the new habit will replace the old bad habits of catastrophizing. I hope it helps. What do you think? Does it? Thank you for the little heart, if it's you or whoever it is. Benjamin, I know it will not happen, but I can't help but think it sometimes. Yes, change the thoughts, right? Thoughts are just thoughts. We often play this game on my life. Thoughts are just thoughts. They come and go. We only suffer from the thoughts when we choose to believe them, when we are holding on to them and we keep playing them. But very often the game that I do is this. I want you to imagine a giant slice of watermelon. And just like that, you've seen, I put the thought of watermelon in your head. It doesn't mean anything, right? I can say pizza. I want you to imagine a big, juicy pizza in your mind right now. I want you to imagine your best favorite pizza, favorite toppings, and it's smoking hot and it smells amazing. And maybe if you're hungry, you may be salivating now, even though there's no pizza. Because whatever we think is going to create a chemical reactions in our body for us to feel, to experience that, because the mind doesn't know the difference between what we are imagining or experiencing in the real time or remembering. And so when we choose better thoughts, we're choosing a better emotional and physiological state as well. Thank you for the little emojis. That other guy, hard times make hard men. I don't believe that. Hard times hurts people. That's it. We become hard because we don't become stronger because of the bad things. You know, there's that quote that everyone uses from Friedrich Nietzsche. Whatever doesn't kill me makes me stronger. And it's not true. This is a very hard society glorifying hardship. And I don't believe that, because trauma doesn't kill you. It doesn't make you stronger. Depression doesn't kill you. It doesn't make you stronger. Anxiety, panic attacks, they don't kill you. They don't make you stronger. And so on and so forth. It's the idea that, if I'm going to go bad things, I'm going to get stronger. No. We do learn how to evolve and how to adapt and adjust and become better at those things. But we don't need those things in order to be strong or anything like that. We want to do our best to learn how to let go of that. I understand where you're coming from, that other guy. I used to think the same. But this is all based on toxic masculinity. You must be strong, you must be stoic, you must be brave, you must be successful, you must never be weak, you must never seek help or any of those things. And it's rubbish. We want to let go of that. This is outdated. It's an old way of thinking. And again, I get you. I used to think the same. But we need to let go of this, because otherwise we're going to associate, we're going to believe that for me to be better, I need to go through hardship. The good things in life only happen when we work hard. Things that comes easy, they're not worth our time. We need to come out of comfort zone all the time. No, comfort zone is a nice place to be. And every now and then we need to come out in order to get some new stimulation, in order to grow. But we don't need to spend our life outside of a comfort zone all the time. It's like the yin and the yang, we need both, right? But again, because we live in a culture that is very, very hard, we believe that, we must be strong and brave all the time. And because of that, a lot of us suffer because we don't share how we're feeling, and we're repressing all those energies and all those emotions. We have a lot of shame, and we suffer in many myriads of ways because of this. I hope you understand. What do you think, Robert Guy? Does it make sense? Benjamin Kibler. I worry about the future and if I'm doing the right or wrong thing, but then I mostly end up not doing anything because I don't want to do it wrong. I want to do it perfect. So in your last word, you have resumed the reason as to why you suffer. Perfect. Let go of the idea of perfect. As long as you're seeking perfection, you will be unhappy. Perfection is a child that was only loved through his performance. And so basically, unless you do things, you don't get the love. And so you believe that I must do better. Your whole worth is down to how people are perceiving you. And so you have to be perfect. Perfection is a cancer. It's an illness, because not only we never get there, but also the belief that drives that system is the belief that I am not enough. And no matter what I do, I will never be enough. No matter how hard I try, I will never be enough, because there's always more that can be done to be perfect. And even if you reach perfection in that moment, the next moment, everything is changing. You need to do it again, or differently, or more. And so perfection is an illness. Let go of it. Learn how to be satisfied. Learn how to appreciate what you have. Focus on your growth. Right? This is what I do myself, and I preach this with everyone. But instead of focusing on becoming perfect, I used to suffer from perfection as well, from perfectionism. Instead of focusing on being perfect, focus on your personal growth. Know that you will always get better and better. And so you are going on a journey that is going to last your whole life. So it doesn't matter what you're producing, as long as you have the right attitude, the right mindset, as long as you're doing it to learn more, to be better. Better is good enough. Focus on better, not perfect. And learn how to appreciate better. Accept that, this is good enough for now. I can give you an example, an analogy about this. And I went through this when I was starting my content journey on YouTube and TikTok. And I was doing some videos and they were not good enough. I need to record it again. I need to write the script again. I need to change this and that. And then I realized, you know what? If I spent more time working on the recording, maybe if I spend a few more hours, it would be better. But if I spend a few more days, it's even better. But if I spend more weeks, if I spend a month doing that sole video, it's going to be even better. If I spend a year, 10 years doing it, it's going to be super good. And this is it. It's endless. So we must accept that this is good enough for now. And as I'm working on myself, as I grow, then the next things will always be better and better. And that's good enough. This is the journey of a lifetime. We want to go on a journey of growth and evolution as opposed to trying to be perfect. Perfection prevents us to grow. It gets us to fixate in this moment. And now we are creating tension and over-obsession and hyperfixation on that thing instead of allowing for things to flow and allowing for the process of growth to happen organically, as we're sleeping, as we're enjoying ourselves, as we're doing all sorts of other things that have nothing to do with that thing. I hope it makes sense. Does it, Benjamin? Or do you want to be more specific? Thank you for the little heart, whoever that it is. Medican, you look like gangster. I look like a gangster. Okay. Just bear in mind, anyone who's going to be saying some profanities, anything that is out of order, I block them straight away. So please respect that space. I'm a mental health professional, and I'm here to help people understand about the mind, about people, about the human nature, the human condition. And so please be kind. If you have anything you want to ask me, I will. But any remarks that are a bit, I'll get rid of. Okay? Christina Williams, listening to 888 Hertz sound of music on YouTube videos is supposed to help people become wealthy. It sounds so simple. Does this really work? I'm going to say no. Anything that is so simple, that is too easy, it doesn't work. People are there, they need some clickbait. Now, here's the thing. I believe in everything. But I believe that things are possible if we do them in a certain way. And so I believe that there are some frequencies that could help you invite more abundance in your life. However, nothing exists only because of one thing. Everything is the result of many things occurring all at the same time, precisely in this moment. It's creating an alignment. And so it's never just this. And so those sort of things can benefit some people, maybe. Does that one thing is going to help everyone just by listening to it? No, absolutely no. And if it happens, it's not because of that. It's because that person, one in a zillion, was lucky enough to have all the other parameters aligned so that that thing could have added maybe the last missing part of the equation. When it comes to social media, there's a lot of clickbait actions, and so a lot of people are trying to grab people's attention, and there's nothing wrong with that because this is how it works. However, what people preach, however, needs to be correct, and so many things when it comes to the law of attraction and manifestation, I hate to say, are just there to get clicks so that people can monetize their channel. But I believe in manifestation, but not like that. I can talk about this if you want. But for me, there are so many more aspects that people are not considering. And just this or just that is trying to sell you the magic pill, essentially. We live in a society that has taught us that somehow there is a magic pill one magic thing that is going to fix all of our problems, because we believe that, we buy into those things until we realize that it doesn't work, and now we are bitter and we're going to go against them and tell everyone it's rubbish. And the truth is that it's neither this or that. It depends. It can work for some people, but if we understand the bigger picture. I hope it makes sense. Christina, that rover guy. Okay, self-sacrifice is sacrificing yourself and your time, effort, time away from the ones you love. Is the greater good worth the sacrifice? Is self-sacrifice actually detrimental to the ones you love? It's not about whether it's detrimental or not. It's the idea that the good things only come at the price of sacrifice and hardship. That's it. We don't need to sacrifice anything. Sometimes we may need to do some priorities. Right, I get it. Let's say someone is struggling to make money to feed their family. This is a priority. So they need to sacrifice their own personal time because this is more important. But over the long period of time, we can absolutely learn how to expand our mind so that we can strategize different lifestyles, so that we can start to change things around, so there's no longer need of any sacrifice anymore. That would be my perspective. I don't believe that we always need to sacrifice everything, but some people do believe that good things only comes at the price of blood, tears, and sweat, and it's not true. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, really. Benjamin, thank you. Didi, you're always very helpful. Thank you so much, Benjamin. I'm glad that something helped you somehow. Duku, oh hello Duku. Hey Didi, do you think there are people who accept themselves fully? Yes, yes, there are. But it takes some work. It's a journey. Not all of us will get there. Not all of us will even get started on that journey. But some of us actually do. I'm on that journey. I'm getting closer and closer. And it's not about fully or not fully. It's about which direction we're going. There's not a place where we are finally reaching the sweet spot. Here I am. I'm fully loving and accepting myself. It's not like that, because there are so many aspects of us. But what matters is our mindset and our heart set and which direction we're going to go. So if we're going to go in that direction, over some time, we will feel and notice some substantial difference into how we feel, into how we interpret life, into how we react to things, into the way we think, and into our very physical health as well. And also the way our life looks like in terms of relationships, in terms of abundance, in terms of connection with people, purpose, and all of those things. But yes, it's a journey. It's a journey. Kay Stevens, yes, there's nothing normal about showing children how to solve conflict with anger. It's extremely scary to a child when the abuser's eyes go black. How can we heal from this? I agree with you. How can we heal from what? How can we heal from having been hurt by people who are angry in our childhood? Or how can we heal from anger? Or how can we heal from that system that has been put into place? How can we heal society? Which one do you mean, please? Okay. That rover guy, I was abused a lot as a child. I'm sorry to hear that. The circle ended with me. I have 3 children. Fantastic. Thank you for stopping the tradition. I have 3 children, and the solution is breaking the will. They will never see the pains I have. Okay, it's not about not seeing the pain that you have. It's them not suffering the pain that you had, right? I think it's good to be transparent, but I assume that this is what you meant, right? And so, yes, congratulations. No, well done. Really, really. So many of us, we have so little self-awareness that we just perpetuate the hurt that we have suffered from to the next generation, and yeah, it's very sad. So you are one of the exception. Good on you. Congratulations. Well done. Amy. Hi, sir. How are you? I'm very well indeed. Thank you. That rover guy, hard times debate. I disagree now, even terrible nightmares situations seem small. I've been through some stuff, lol, but it sounds like you found inner peace. Respect you. Yes, you are going through that experience because you're still on a survival mode. And so when we're on a survival mode, we believe I must be hard, I must be strong, I must be tough. I was the same. I was on a survival mode for 38 years. I used to fight myself, the world, God, everything, everyone, all the time. And then I realized that I was just like Don Quixote fighting an imaginary windmill. And I should just learn how to realize that there's no need anymore for me to be in that state. Right? You just said that you've been suffering from abuse from your father. I had abuse from other people as well. But now they are no longer here. That's the difference. But we don't realize this. And so we keep going the way we started our life on a state of survival. The world is bad. It's hostile. It's full of bad people. I must always be on the ready if some bad guys are going to come. Instead of realizing it was then. Now I don't need that anymore. I have my intelligence. I've got my wisdom. I've got my knowledge. I've got my resources as an adult. And so if I'm going to face any situations like this again, I will use those resources and I will be okay. I don't need fear. I don't need anger. I don't need tension. I don't need stress. I don't need to repress my shame or any of those things. I can just be me, and I will deal with whatever comes my way in real time as it happens, just with my imagination, my intuition, and my wisdom, and the support from the universe. But as long as we believe that we are still in the state of survival, it's just because we haven't upgraded the program. And many of us, we are like that, but it's not just, I was like that myself. Up to the age of 38, my nervous system was totally dysregulated. And I would interpret the world like a very, very horrible place. And so, yes, nightmares, I had nightmares all the time. Even as a child, I was scared of sleeping because of the nightmares. That's got me to have a life of addiction to avoid that reality that I could never face. But when we heal, we realize it's all smoke and mirror. It doesn't have to be like this anymore. We can absolutely surrender, chill out, put our feet up, have a cocktail, put some reggae music, and just enjoy our lives instead of being strong. What do you say, that rubber guy? Can you see what I'm saying? Breakfast at Tiffany. Hello. Jonathan, I used to feel driven by wanting to do something big with my life, but lately, when I think about meaning, everything feels pointless. Now I'm wondering if I should just focus on being happy instead. Yes, yes. So you answered it. Your happiness is your drive. It's your energy that will get you to see clearly. Right? Basically, what you've been saying in that sentence is that you believed that you were not worthy of that life unless you had a meaning to it, a point, a mission. But here's the thing, there is a meaning to life, but you get to give it as you live it, as you explore it, as you discover it, as you try different things. We believe that we need to know what's going to happen. We need to know who we are. We need to be able to define ourselves, to have a plan. So everything is precise, everything is predictable, we have control, sort of things. And it's not like that. Your life is unfolding, and what matters is that you go through it with curiosity, with an open mind. And for this to happen, you need to be happy. So let go of the pressure. I must find the meaning. I must find the purpose. No, it's going to come to find you when you're ready. In the meantime, just make yourself happy. Just enjoy, follow your body. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your highest excitement. Listen to how you feel. If you feel good about something, just do it. And eventually, things will start to make sense, more and more so. If there was one thing that I would suggest everyone to make it as simple as possible, is instead of trying to think about being something or accomplishing anything, just focus on one thing. Feel good. That's it. In this moment, if you can learn how to feel good in this moment as best as you can, and then you do it again the next moment, and then again and again and again, eventually you're going to develop a skill. You're going to develop a momentum. You're going to develop a mindset. And you'll be better at being happy. And if you're happy now, you're expanding your mind. You can see more things, you can invite more things, you can grow so much more. As opposed to trying to do things because I have to. I need to impress my parents. I need to impress my tribe. I need to impress my community, society. I'm not good enough. Just follow your happiness, follow your highest excitement, and you will find that purpose, that meaning, that mission, that point in your life that you're talking about in your comment. Jonathan. Pragadish Digital, 100%. Thank you, Pragadish. That other guy, perfect. Sometimes degrades the message. Yes. A drawing from my daughter is worth more than any Picasso. Perfection is where you find it, even though it's unattainable paradoxically. Perfection exists in the moment. This is the thing. If you can accept that perfection is not a thing, it's a moment. then we can have a better relationship with it. So perfection is not attainable in the way we think about it, as in I need to have a perfect painting, or perfect career, or perfect relationship, or a perfect whatever. But what we can realize is that in that moment, let's say, if I think about my husband and I look at him through the eyes of love, I'm like, that moment is perfect. I love him. I'm so happy. And then the next moment, he's going to open his mouth and say something bitchy. If I'm really like, oh, I'm not happy anymore. But it's okay, because the moment where I felt what was perfect. It's okay, that's good enough. This is what perfection is about. If I go in a park and I see a little butterfly, that moment is perfect. If I'm having some food that I enjoy, that bite is perfect. And that's it. That bite only lasts one moment. It's not going to last hours on end. Otherwise, it would have no value. The perfection is about us being grateful about it. This is what perfection is, and it's ephemeral. It's not meant to last. So there you go. Okay, Stevens. Yes, Rover Guide. Effort for you is the value for sure. That's so sweet. Mine shoved my picture in a drawer, display it forever, even frame it. I'm not sure I get it. That Rover Guy. My daughter pictures adorning the inner roof of my daily Range Rover. Long story, I have an upcoming video on it. But yes, some things have a value beyond comprehension. I guess it's love. Okay. Kelly, hello. What do you think about using spiritual methods to find peace and self-acceptance? For example, meditation, chanting, etc. Yes, it's not just spiritual. Meditation is one of the most, meditation and mindfulness is one of the most powerful tools in psychology, in modern psychology. If you see therapists, we're going to teach you some mindfulness-based protocols and some meditation systems as well. And so it's no longer spiritual versus science and psychology. It's all enmeshed, and I believe that we will find something that works for us. And for some people, it can be totally holistic and totally spiritual. And I have no problem with that. I believe that everything can potentially work. Now, I don't believe that everything works. I don't believe that everything works for everyone. And so if someone says, I'm going to fix you, to heal you by if you dance naked under the moon and I have some magic crystals shaking around you. But here's the thing. If someone believes that it will help them, and if that person that is doing the magic crystal stuff under the moonlight knows what they're doing, maybe it's going to be good enough for them to find some solution as far as they are concerned. This is the thing. And so some of my friends, for instance, they specialize in past life regressions. And some others specialize in twin flame stuff. And for me, I find this fascinating. It's not something that I would use, but I understand that some people find solace and healing through the systems, even though they're not scientifically based at all. But here's the thing, when it comes to the mind, the things that we know about the mind as far as science is concerned is only relevant in the last 25 years. Because now we have scans, so we can know what's going on in the brain. But before that, everything was just made up. Up to the 1990s, a lot of terrible things were happening in the name of science. And so what I'm saying is stay open-minded and choose whatever works for you. If you believe that one protocol, this or that will be better for you, if you believe that the craziest stuff will work for you, try it. It may potentially, if not heal your whole condition, at least help you go in a better direction and have a better understanding of yourself and let go of some of your baggage. So yes, I believe in everything. I believe in quantum physics. So there you go. Stefan L. Stefan L, I'm going to hide you on this channel. And gone you are. Anyone who says anything racist, offensive, derogatory, you out, okay? I don't take it personally, but I'm creating a safe space for people here. So try to be kind and understanding. And if you're not, you're no longer welcome, okay? Easy. Tarun, what's your country? You can send any art for me? No, I can't. Japanese writing, I can't read Japanese, I'm afraid. I'm not Japanese, I don't read Japanese. But Rover Guy, the world is a scary place, and for me, I feel I have to be strong for my two disabled kids. People can be cruel, and for me, at least, I don't think I can ever find peace for them. It's a difficult one. If you have two disabled kids, I understand that we live in a world that is cruel indeed. However, it's possible for you to change the way you feel about it and realize that the world is just the world. It's not good, it's not bad. There are all sorts of people which are at a different stage in their life. And so what I'm trying to say is that if we focus on the bad stuff, we're going to create more of that bad energy. If we focus on the goodness, we have more of the good stuff. Right? So the world will always have good people and bad people. This is a truth. However, if you focus on the good people, on the good things, now you're empowering yourself. You're empowering your kids. You can teach them that there are boundaries, there are systems to understand, to avoid the bad people, to do our best to see them coming before they come too close to us. And we can choose better people to surround ourselves with, because otherwise, if we invite the wrong people, we're going to suffer from that. Yeah. I don't know if I'm very clear, but it's possible, even though it's true that having disabled children in the world that we're living can be terribly cruel. You can learn how to create a tribe of people that will be kinder to you. Surround yourself with the right people, get people who are going through the same as you, parents of disabled kids, people who are disabled, people who understand them, who will work with them, and create a little community. And that will create a better life, a better world for you and your kids. Right? And there will always be some errors. And so when it happens, you don't need fear, you don't need anger, you don't need to hyperfixate. You can use your intelligence. You can see them. I see. You made a very ableist comment. F off. Keep away from my life. That's it. Just like that. Just like I dealt with that guy who said something derogatory and racist. Just zap them away from your existence. And so, yes. Now, that was around, and we have limitations because depending on what we do. But it's possible over a long period of time to create a system where we are more and more surrounded by the right people, and we spend less time with the wrong people. And when you can do this now, you have created a better world for yourself and for your kids, right? If you want to go into details, do tell me. I would love to give you some more specific recommendations, because I understand that everyone's journey is different. But I would like to demonstrate, if you give me the chance, that even with your circumstances, whatever they may be, there are ways to make them slightly better. K. Stevens, how can we heal from the illusion of a person who protected you, but over time you see was stabbing you in the back as a child? I was adopted and not told till 11. I read it was abuse to withhold it. So how do we heal from the illusion? You don't heal from an illusion. We heal from a pain. So how is it hurting you? Are you feeling disappointed? Are you feeling betrayed? If that's the case, the way you deal with that is to change, is to grieve, to go through a grieving process. You're going to grieve that person that you believed was good to you, and now you are realizing we're not good at all. It's like losing someone close to you. It's literally it. So you're going to go through the different stages of the grieving journey, and you're going to experience also the different emotional states. So invite them, let them happen, but eventually accept that, this is gone, this is an old story. That person, that past don't define me, and I'm going to focus on my present now. But before you get there, you will have to go through anger, sadness, anxiety, denial, trying to fix things, change things. They're all normal. Just allow for all those emotions to happen as if you were dealing with the loss of a loved one. And eventually think, you know what, it happens. And most importantly, it has happened, but it's not happening anymore. And it's never going to happen ever again. So accept that, tell yourself, shift it around in a way that is positive to you. Tell yourself, you know what, I'm lucky because that person was horrible to me, but I didn't know. It could have been worse. I could have been suffering from it consciously every single minute I was with them. And it's not like that because you didn't realize it until later. And so realize, you know what, I've been protected by ignorance. You know, people say ignorance is bliss. And so somehow that was actually a good thing, wasn't it? Now you're disappointed because of the idea of it, but you don't need that person anymore. you are grown up, you are going in your life on your own, and you can choose the people you're going to be with and where you're going to focus your attention on. Does this help, Kay? Faroon, hello. Samuel Roberts twins, hello. That Rover guy, I see what you're saying. Thank you. I've made it really. Grew up with nothing. Now we have 250 old classic cars. Oh, fantastic. But it's buffer for my kids' future. Life is hard. Thanks. I needed to hear what you said. Thank you. Life is not hard. I apologize for resisting you, but I really want you to realize that life doesn't have to be hard. If you believe that life is hard, life will be hard. If you can focus on the aspects of life that are easier, eventually it will become easier for you to realize that life doesn't have to be hard. Sometimes it's hard. It's not that life is hard. Some days, some moments, some events, some situations are harder than others. That's true. But they're only a moment. After a moment is always another moment. After a day is always another day. And so if you go through a hard day, let it go and invite a new day the next day. Because if you anticipate a hard day, you're going to gear yourself up for the hardness and you will manifest that for yourself. You'll be tense. You'll be only spotting the bad things. But if you tell yourself, you know what, today is fresh. I want to focus on the good things, on the good people. I want to be optimistic. I want to remind myself, I've survived everything. I created that for my kids. I've got that legacy for them. They're all right. They'll be all right. And also teach them how to make the most of their own abilities and trust the universe to look after them. What do you say? Farron, something else in Japanese. Is it Japanese or Korean? I don't know. I'm sorry. Randy, God showed his great love for us in this. While we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Repent then. Okay, Randy, do you need some help? Are you okay? Because I don't know you and you are coming on that page and rambling about Jesus and God. So do you want to talk about this? Are you in a cult? Have you been told that you must talk about Jesus all the time? Because this is not normal. This is not right. I don't know you. At least say hello. Hello, my name is Randy. Would you mind having a conversation about Jesus? And that would be a way to go at it. If you are going like that, it tells me that there's something wrong about you. Do you feel a lot of stress, anxiety? Do you think about it all the time? Are you obsessed? Or maybe you are a narcissist who are utilizing religion to love bomb people and to try to get them under your spell. And so whatever it is, I want you to realize that the way you come across, if you want to preach love, the love of Jesus, this is not how we do it, okay? You are showing me that you suffer from some mental or emotional imbalances. There are only two types of people who do that. Either people who've been brainwashed and they're living in a state of stress and fear, and they feel that I have to tell everyone about it all the time, otherwise I'm going to end up in hell. So there's a lot of anxiety for you here, but religious trauma. Or because you are the guy who's traumatizing them. We're calling them religious narcissists. So there you go. I love Jesus, I love God, I love Allah, I love Buddha, I love Krishna, but I wanted to really highlight this to anyone who's watching. So you have given me that opportunity to talk about it like that. And I hope that you can reflect on that, unless you are a narcissist, in which case you probably hate me. I disagree with everything that I said. Tia, hello, that other guy. Mindfulness is a key element of DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy. Yes, modern psychology, the lady that invented it went through some serious stuff, respect to her. Yes, precisely. Not just DBT, but any type of therapy would, at some point, if they're good, involve some aspect of mindfulness. If we could put in an oversimplified protocol the system that will work for everyone, and just in itself would not be enough. But it's something that we should all do, and that would be the practice of mindfulness and meditation. If not meditation, at least mindfulness. Being mindful, self-awareness. In therapy, that would be metacognition, realizing that we're not the thought, we're the thinker, we're the person experiencing the thought. So that's an awareness that comes from being mindful. Duku, I agree. It's more of a state of mind rather than a finish line. It feels never ending though, because life seems to be always changing. Yes, and that's why it's exciting. It's a good thing. Life is always changing because life was always meant to change. Life is movement, it's fluctuation, it's evolution, It is literally change. And so this is the thing, we are scared of the unknown, of the uncertain, we want to control, we want everything to be predictable. And we suffer from that. Instead, we must embrace change. Everything changes, everyone changes all the time, and it's okay. Because I'm going to learn how to change with it. I'm going to go with that flow. I'm going to embrace and enjoy the ride. There's no finish line. You use the word finish line. Life is not a destination. It's a journey. It's the process of it. It's the whole adventure of it. Munisa can, whenever a relationship gets serious, I feel anxious at night. I suddenly wake up and feel palpitations. Do I need to mention my past to my future boyfriend? It's not about mentioning, I mean, you could do that, but it's not about just that. It's more about understanding why you have anxiety and palpitations. So do some self-reflection work. Through therapy, through meditation, through whichever way that works for you. Find out about yourself. Learn how to understand your emotions, your body, your thoughts, your behavior, your habits. Learn how to have more self-awareness about yourself. I would suggest you that. If you tell me more details about yourself, we can go in more details for you. But if you feel anxious at night in regards to a relationship, you want to learn about yourself. If you have, do I need to mention my past to my future boyfriend? It's important to be transparent, and it's important not to try to be someone else that we're not. And so be as transparent as you can, and if it feels right, tell about your past. But if it doesn't feel right, don't feel that you have to. Do you want to tell me more about yourself, Munisa? Fu Pai Du. Never tell a boyfriend your past until you get engaged. I don't agree with that. Where does that come from? Fu Pai Du. You don't mean this, do you? Never tell a boyfriend. Why? This is trying to trick them into believing that we are someone else that we are not. You should tell whatever, we should be transparent. If I'm going to be with someone, I want them to be honest with me. I don't want them to pretend. If they pretend, then I'm never going to know what's going to be behind that pretense. I may be very disappointed. And so no, Fu Paidu, I'm not sure where you're coming from, but I'm sorry, I have to disagree on that. Be as honest and transparent as you can, and the right people will stick up with you. And those who don't like it, it's no problems. It's a good thing. It's better that they don't like what you show about yourself now than 10 years after you get married and have 3 kids. That other guy. My 2 daughters are cognitively impaired, severely disabled. I've built a business that someday will protect them, albeit only financially. One day I will be gone and their mother will too. Okay. So what you can do is to, again, remember what I said. If you focus on creating a community, that's the point of it, right? If you're no longer here, the community looks after itself. And so that'll be my advice to you. Find a way to connect with different people and start something together. And that will not only give you a peace of mind and help others, but also potentially create something that will benefit more people. We don't want to live in a state of fear. It's true that if you are severely cognitively disabled, it can be problematic, but only in the wrong place. If you are surrounded by kind and intelligent and understanding people, it's not a problem. So yeah, if I was you, again, I'm not you, and I don't know what it is. I would never know what it is to be the father of 2 disabled kids. Yeah. But if I was in your shoes, based on my own projections, I would say I would find a way to find out where in the world is best for them and what sort of community I can gather so that they stay safe, so that we can thrive within that community. We are pack animals, we need a community. And so when we are disabled, we are different to the norm, to the neurotypical and able people. But we can create a macro society that works for them. That other guy, and I have dedicated my life into making sure they're going to be okay for that day, ergo the daily battle. I've seen the world and how cruel it is. I was robbed of 250K and then 90K in a 12-month period. It's true, it can be cruel, but if you focus on, if you keep on focusing on the bad stuff, you will not see the other stuff. The other stuff that could allow you to actually create systems that get you to learn from the situation so that it doesn't happen again. We can talk about it if you want. I know that it's not easy, and I never want to dismiss anyone's feelings and experience. But I believe that anything can be made better, and I truly believe that no matter the state of the world, there's still a lot of things we can do to make it better as far as our close vicinity, close people is concerned. Humors, Dilican, you misspelled it. I don't know if you did it maliciously on purpose because you thought it was very funny, but I'm going to give you the benefit of doubt for now. That Rover guy, opportunists are everywhere, and people seek witness. And like I say, when I'm gone, I need to build something to protect them. There are bad people everywhere, but there are also good people everywhere. Focus on the good ones. If you want to create a community that will help your kids once you're gone, you have to focus on the good ones. Do you believe that everyone is trying to stab everyone in the back? Every single person on the planet? No, it's not possible. A lot of people were good to you. A lot of people are good to you, whether you're aware of it or not. And so it's about focusing your attention on those people instead. And you don't need to have the pessimism to address the bad ones. You have your intelligence. You can see them coming now, right? As opposed to having a negative heart set about the whole world as a whole. Pumpkin Puff, hi Didi, how are you today? I'm very good indeed, thank you so much. I've been to the gym today, I've seen my doctor, and I've done some work as well, and I'm in a very good place. Thank you so much. I have very good energy about myself, I'm happy. How about you? Alien Aware, why is it hard to get hired on a job? What makes things hard is the discrepancy between our expectations and reality. Is it hard to be hired in a job? Sometimes yes, sometimes not. But is it hard, always hard for everyone to be hired by any job? No. Some job will take you just like that. And so what it tells me is that you have a certain view of this, maybe based on your experience, or maybe based on your expectations, based on where you are geographically. There's all sorts of different things. But is it hard for everyone to get hired for any job? No. It can be hard for some individual in some cases, in some places, at some times. And it's about finding out what works for us, right? So do you want to talk about it? If you want, do you believe that, are you struggling? Have you been struggling for a long time to find a job? Is that what you are saying? Kay Stevens, that's so helpful, Didi. Thank you, Kay. Thank you for your validation. She's passed on, and yes, ignorance was bliss, but had consequences I will flourish from. Thank you, Didi, and yes, be kind to yourself. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Kay. Thank you. Curtis Knight. Curtis Hyde. Okay, he's gone. Again, this is how we deal with trolls, but also in real life. The bad people we're talking about, that Rover guy, just like them, just like that. That's easy. They're gone. Whatever they write is not going to be seen on this channel, only by them. And so instead of me focusing on those people, I'm focusing on you guys, the good guys, the ones who are here for the right reasons and are showing their heart and having those conversations with me. And you can do the same as well in your way. Bobby, I'm going to do the same with Bobby. I'm not even going to read the comment. Domain Alpha, why the world is so unfair? Life is unfair. The question would be, why do you expect for life to be fair? That's the better question. Why? There's no reason why the world should be fair. Not at all. We believe that because we've been told that somehow everything should be fair. You look at kids, it's not fair. That's because they've been fed on Walt Disney's cartoons, everything about fairies and fair. Everything has got to be happy ending, and it's not like that. Life is not fair. There's nothing fair about it. The sooner we accept it, the happier we can be. Because now we're going to think, okay, sometimes life is fair, and it's good. I can celebrate, I can appreciate. Sometimes life is not so fair, it's okay. I can accept it and let it go. But if life is not fair, and we are holding that resentment, oh, I hate that it's not fair, now we're creating suffering. We all go ups and downs, we all have some good stuff, some bad stuff. That's life, and it's okay. We need to appreciate the good stuff, and we need to accept the bad stuff and let it go, and learn how to create a better system so that in the future we have more of the good stuff, right? But when bad things happen, we must accept that sometimes it is the way it is. Us expecting something is desire, and this is what creates so much of our suffering. Think about it. What are the chances that life is always going to be fair? It's not going to be 100%. Sometimes yes, sometimes not. And so accept that life is not fair, but sometimes it's fair. Life is not that life is not fair. Life is not always fair, right? It's not. That is more correct. Life is not always fair, and life is not always unfair either. Life is life. Where we focus our mind on is going to give us more, or is going to create more of that life for us. Does it help, Domain Alpha? K. Stevens, yes, and to learn to listen out for people who say your choices are limited. You are or you're not, you're right or you're wrong or you're this or that. Yes, yeah. 33rd frame. Another one. There's a lot of trolls today. We're going to get rid of him as well. We're not going to read the comment. Let's move on. Domain Alpha. Okay, I read that already. Gosh, a lot of trolls today. But it's okay. It's the price of success. The more exposure, the more also of people we can to attract on social media. So I'm prepared for that. Munisha Khan, I had an abusive past relationship, I remember. Okay, so have you heard from that? Do you know for sure that you're not going to allow, attract, or invite people like that in your life anymore? K. Stevens, Free Group. Yeah, I get rid of him. I press the button, and basically they probably can still see the live and my post, but we cannot see any of the comments anymore. So it's like me taking the power away. It's like someone trying to tell me to insult me, and I just mute them. I switch off the volume, I mute it, and we don't hear anything. And so life is good, just like that. That Rover guy, it's a tough one, but I love them to pieces. It's a hard place to be. I just know standing still isn't going forward. Are you overseas in the States? I know that it's difficult in America, in the USA, but I do believe in the goodness of people, and I believe that if you create again, this is more than ever before important for you. If you live in the USA and you have kids who are disabled, is to have a community, meet people, gather, share information, support one another. More than ever before, you need people. You need a tribe. That's my recommendation. Things will change. Things will shift. We've seen it with New York City. Zora and Mamdani, fantastic. I love it. And so things are going to change. It's happening. It's going to take more time, and there's going to be some casualty. But the best thing that you can do in the meantime is to really focus on gathering or joining a community so that you can keep safe each other together. Fu Paidu, hello, Tyler Ladd. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the heart emoji, whoever that is. Tyler Ladd, thank you for being here, sir. I have a problem with being late to work every day. My bosses don't mind, but it hurts my soul to be deficient. I'm not sure why I'm stuck in this cycle. So there's a lot of reasons as to why you are late. Just 1 second. My watch is telling me that it's time for me to post my third TikTok post of the day. So just bear with me, please. As long as you believe that safety means control, your nervous system. Okay.
You're always who you are, and I'm.
Yes, with TikTok, there's no automation, so I have to do it like that. With YouTube, it's all, I can prepare it in advance. Anyway, so let's go back to what we're talking about. If you are late, there could be all sorts of reasons. Maybe you are on the ADHD spectrum, or maybe you suffer from depression, or maybe you had some trauma that are in here that was preventing you, similar to the ADHD, to get yourself going because you have other priorities as far as your subconscious mind is concerned. So there are all sorts of reasons. So you want to understand what it is. You want to find out about yourself. Do you have any condition? Do you have any history of mental and emotional problems? Um, if it's a pattern, it's something to do with your mind, with your brain, essentially. Um, but you're lucky, because if your boss don't mind, then it's great. Then at least there's that. You're going to keep the job. And you are not deficient. Your brain is just different, right? So I, for instance, I have ADHD amongst other things, and CPTSD as well. And because of that, all my life I've been late, and it took me a lot of time to understand myself. But that's because my brain is designed in such a way that I lose track of things. It's all over the place. It's trying to grab information from all sorts of different places, and it's never where society wants my mind to be at. But over time, I have learned how to understand that I can choose a lifestyle that fits my mind better. And basically, if I focus on the things that I enjoy, now it's easy for me to do those things. And there's still going to be some struggle every now and then with other things because lack of dopamine and this and that. But the first step I'd say to you is let go of the feeling that you are deficient. You're not deficient, you are just different. We feel deficient because we don't corroborate with the model of society that is not typical. A lot of us, we believe that we're not good enough because we should be doing this or that, and it's not true. We should not all be doing this or that. We're all different. We all have different qualities, different strengths, different natural abilities than others, and this is to be celebrated. You're not deficient, you're different. Find out why. Unless you are depressed. Do you feel that you're depressed? Are you happy with your life in general or not? Justin, this is very, very nasty. Justin Brophy, this is very, very, very racist, very, very unkind. So I'm going to have to get rid of you. Right? I don't know how old you are, probably very young or very stressed out, and you have to let go of that frustration. But it's just nasty. Do better, right? Okay, bye bye. So let's forget about Justin, he's gone. Pumpkin Puff, glad you have good energy today. I miss working out, but we'll return to it soon, hopefully. I'm good today as well. Have some questions for you today. Okay, fantastic. A heavier question and a lighter hearted question. Okay, hit me. Beluga. Greetings, sir. You can open an ASMR account. People have said that. I take this as a compliment. Thank you. Naps and noodles. Tyler, have you had a sleep study done? I had trouble waking up on time for work, and it turned out that my brain literally does not wake up normally, and it's a variant of narcolepsy. Yes, so there's all sort of reasons as to why we can be late and not sleep. Tons of reasons, indeed. So yes, I agree. That Rover guy, one of my concerns was in our initial conversation on your short. You'd think I was a troll, and I respect you for talking it out rather than blocking me. Subbed cause we have different views, but you're cool. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I understand that we're all which what we are. Even the trolls who have been very, very consistent on that live, I understand where they're coming from. People are mean or nasty to others because this is what they know. This is the energy that they have, and so it's not even their fault. We don't choose that. However, I need to set boundaries because I'm creating a space for everyone else. And so if we disagreed on some political maybe topics, also I understand why some of us have some belief. And it's always because of our environment. Whatever belief we have, whatever habits we have, it's all down to what we know. And what we know is our environment. And so I cannot dismiss people from where they come from. If there's a potential for them to have a conversation, and so that we can learn from one another, and we can expand our respective understanding of reality. So yeah, so I agree with you. We should give people a chance, but there's a way to do this. If people are coming in your face like those terrible comments that I had from the beginning of his life, then there's no space for anything, not environment, they're not ready for that yet, and it's easier to just dismiss them. BZZY. You should be promoting Walt Disney type of life being fair, or we will all be slaves like feudal time. Life should be fair as possible, but it isn't. It's not. Life is not meant to be fair. If we expect life to be fair, it's because we are scared of the uncertain. We are scared of whatever is going to happen. Instead, we can tell ourselves, life is not fair, it's okay, because I'm going to make it better. I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to teach people. I'm going to gather people. I'm going to learn what I have to learn in order to make this happen. Now, this is self-empowerment. Expecting for life to be fair is expecting for the Savior to come and save us. The knight on the white horse coming to save us, or any of those things. We're waiting for something to come and save us, as opposed to thinking, okay, it's not fair, it's okay, I can deal with that. Now that's self-empowerment. That's how we change the world, right? Expecting for things to be fair, it's being disempowered. Knowing that it's not always fair, but it's okay because we can always do something about it, is the way toward growth, happiness, self-empowerment, and a better world for everyone, right? Wu Man Dao. Ha, long time no see. Hello, Wu. XLX. Biceps, curl, and brain. Thank you. Wu. Life is the most advanced school of thought. Yes, it's the school of life. Life is literally a school, and we're there to learn about ourselves in this life. I agree. Why? We try our best to be fair to each other. We do something when we can make a difference. We ignore unfair situations that we can't do anything about. Yep. That's the system. Lizard Breath. Hello there. That other guy. Now I'm in the UK. All right. I'm emigrating to the US. Just curious if you were in the US. All right. Okay. If you have disabled kids, I'm not sure that the US would be the best place, unless, again, it's a big place. So again, if you are in the right place, surrounded by the right people, that could be the case. But it's the same with the UK, or anywhere, I think. It's really about us. I mean, so you're doing right because you are taking the action to move to a better place, right? So you have a plan. So that's good. Wherever you go, the most important thing is to make sure that your immediate surrounding and tribe are your people. X-Leaks. Will it be spiritual warfare in the UK? I don't understand. What do you mean by spiritual warfare? I don't get this. Wendy Robinson. I can't seem to get motivated to change some things in my life. What can I do to make this happen and get out of this stuff? You don't find out why your mind has created that inability for you to change. It's not that you're weak. It's that your mind has a different priority. It's overwhelmed, it's buggered by something, and for your mind, as far as it's concerned, it wants you to deal with that thing first. And so when we're depressed, this is it, we're shutting down because there's a part of us that has disconnected from something important for too long. So our mind is trying to get us to remind us, this is more important. Maybe all those things that people tell you should be doing, your mind doesn't care. It just wants to be happy, to feel at peace, to find closure from whatever happened maybe in the past. And so if you can't be motivated to change things, this could be millions of reasons as to why. You would find out why your mind has created a system to prevent you from moving forward. Procrastination, for instance, is not a problem. It's a system that we create for ourselves to prevent an overwhelm of something. It doesn't want us to fear the rejection, the fear of failure. It doesn't want us to be overstressed. Maybe we're working too much. And so now procrastination is going to come, bang. It's going to shut us down to give us a rest, a forced rest. Or maybe because we have some baggage, we have some things that are really important to our mind, and this is more important than anything else. So it's shutting down everything. So let me read your question again. I can't seem to get motivated to change some things in my life. Tell me about what things there are. Be more specific, please, and I can help you with that if you want. Because if you don't tell me what it is, it's like telling me, help, I have pain. I want the pain to stop. I need you to be more specific, please. I really want to help, but I need you to tell me more about yourself. What do you want to change, please? Lizard breath. My question to you is, how do you not get drained yourself having to hear trauma from others often? How do I stop people kindly to not trauma dump on me for my own mental health? We're all different. And so for some of us, it's easier to deal with this sort of conversation than others. Right? The reason why you're hurt and you find it difficult when people trauma dump on you is because you haven't resolved your own trauma. And so when people tell you about their trauma, they're activating that old wound within you. And this is very often the case with many of my colleagues. A lot of people who are in the mental health profession, they have their own wounds and baggage, and they haven't healed yet. And so it's overwhelming for them to look after all those clients. For me, it's much easier because I've worked so much on myself. I still feel sad, I still feel angry, sometimes frustrated when I hear the story and I want to help them and I need to be patient. But once the session is over, I can let it go because my own wounds have been healed. At least the biggest one, the most important ones, as far as my happiness is concerned. And so we find it difficult not to be, we get drained by people only because they're reminding us of our own self. They're mirroring our own repressed shame or repressed baggage we don't want to address, but too scared to confront. And so this is exhausting, absolutely. So how do we stop by fixing ourselves? And how do I stop people not trauma dump on me? Just tell them, I love you, I care about you, but I'm not ready for a conversation. I'd rather us not talk about it. Just tell them. If you don't tell them, they will not know, and they will assume that it's okay for them to share their problems with you. Just tell them, I would love to help you, but I'm not in a good place at the moment. So no, just tell them. Naps and noodles and knitting needles. Thank you for your heart, whatever it is. I have a coworker who, when he gets anxious, tries to do everything himself or tries to manage his teammates. In bracket, he's not our boss. How can I handle his demands and maintain my calm when he does this? Set boundaries. Just be clear to him. Very often we allow things to happen because this is how we see ourselves in the world. We're trying to be diplomatic, we're trying to be kind. In fact, we are really a people pleaser. Be stern. This is my job, this is your job. If I have time to help you out, if I feel like I'm good enough, I'm happy to do that. But you don't get to tell me you're not my boss. Your demands has got nothing to do with me. No. Find a way to communicate with them, but don't let it happen. If you just let it happen, they're going to take more and more and more and more because this is their energy, this is what they do. Just tell them, you know what, it's a democracy. Let's ask the boss, let's ask the manager what they think about it. But make sure that you get them to know that you know who you are, you know your position in that job, you know their position, and you come from a good place, but there needs to be some respect, some consideration, some understanding, some communication. Does it help? And also, how do you maintain your calm? By changing the way you look at him. If he annoys you because he's telling you to do something and it's not his position to tell you that thing, that's because there's a part of you that is remembering of some episodes of the past where those sort of things happen, when people told you things, and there's a part of you that is thinking, I'm losing my autonomy, I'm losing my freedom, I can't let that happen. So you're reacting to that. It's very normal. It's very human. And so change that. Think to yourself, who's that guy? Is he important? No. Does his voice, his opinion matters? No. Does his demand matters? No. F him. Fuck him. I can be kind, I can talk to him, but he's got to respect me. If he's going to boss me out because he's got a little Napoleon complex syndrome, you know what, fuck them. It doesn't matter. What they say don't matter. They're no one, they're just someone like me. I'm not going to dismiss them, but they're not better, they're not lesser, we're the same. And so I don't need to react to that person. If you are feeling annoyed, it's because there's a part of you that is reminiscing of all situations when you didn't have any power and people bossed you out, and you don't want this to happen again. And so yes, communicate. I hope it helps. Does it? Naps and noodles? Oops. Excelix, we strive for a higher purpose. Some of us, not everyone. Some of us strive for a higher purpose. Some of us are on a spiritual self-awakening journey, but many of us are not, and it's okay as well. All different. So I assume that you are, if you mention this, but not everyone is, and it's okay as well. Talalad, I'm depressed. Okay, but I am working on it. All right. I've been sober 1 year, cigarette-free for 1 month, and Laxapro. Have a therapist and tried to reduce stress. Okay, fantastic. So you're working on it. Okay, so you're good to go. Life is a journey, and you have taken action, and you have an awareness that you can get better. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing all those things. And so just focus on doing your best every day. Focus on your progress. Take it one day at a time, and focus on the little things that can make you feel better about yourself. Do things that make you happy. Do things that stimulate you positively. And just do this. Nothing else. You don't need to do anything else. You have a therapist, so you're looked after. You don't need to meditate. You don't need to do this or that. You don't need to do anything except doing your best to be happy by choosing to do things that makes you happy. So if you enjoy watching some comedian, do this every now and then. If you enjoy singing, dancing, do that. If you enjoy cooking food, if you enjoy learning something, if you enjoy reading some novels, whatever it is, do this for yourself. Invest some me time so that you can feel good about yourself. Even when you are depressed, there are things that make you feel a bit better. I used to be depressed myself for many, many years. There was one thing that cheered me up. A part of drugs and alcohol and sex. We're not going to talk about this. But music was very important in my life. Listening to music really, really brought me into a happy place. And so it could be anything. It could be you spending time with a dog or cat, spending some time in nature, walking in trees, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Just focus on feeling good. That's it, nothing less. And because you're looked after, and because you have understanding that you have already progressed, things will continue and you will get better and better. And it's a lifetime journey. So don't expect to heal. Just expect to get better. It's like the difference between perfectionism and better. Better is good enough. Your life is made of moments. So if each moment you can be better, that's perfect. You have more things to enjoy all throughout your life. And at some point you get there even without thinking about it. But if you think about it, it's going to make everything slower and harder. Talalads, naps, I am on modafinil, which apparently also helps treat narcolepsy, but mainly is a wakefulness aid, all right? Mr. Art, Ukraine would win. I'm not sure what you mean by this. Kawaii girl, hello from Ahmed. Lots of love from Iraq. Hello, Ahmed from Iraq. He loves your hair. He wishes he had this hair. Okay, well, hello, Ahmed, and I'm sure you have other qualities that are very special within you, other than hair. Talalad, I used to lose my hair for a long time because of stress. I had some certain anxiety. I had some, how do you say, patches where I would lose my hair. Alopecia, I think it's called, for a long, long time. And I used to be very thin here. You could see my skull. But because I have healed and I'm no longer stressed out and anxious, it's all coming back. And so we need to really realize how our mental and emotional health is directly connected to our physical state, to any expression of our body. Talalad. But then again, some of us are genetically designed to lose hair. So when that happens, we must just accept who we are and embrace the Bruce Willis look, the Rock, Dwayne Johnson look. Talalad, Didi, you're right. I need to leave my guilt and shame behind. Thank you, Tala. But Rover guy, exactly. There is an argument for absolute free speech. My argument in your short, equally, nobody should have to tolerate the intolerable. Manners cost nothing, even when we disagree. Okay. Pumpkin puff. Okay, I hope I can word this correctly, but I am struggling with changing my mindset from thinking I'm worthless, not worth the space. I take nothing would change if I was no longer here. How to fix? It's a journey. You don't just fix things like that. It's not like missing one screw. It's really about exploring why you have all of those negative beliefs that you have about yourself. And before the mindset is the heart set. So everything starts with your emotional mind. So we're talking about belief, as in subconscious belief. And so it's a long journey. It's different for everyone. There's no hack from this, I'm afraid. But if you can give me a specific example again, give me something specific, guys, and I can help you with that. If it's a general question like, I'm struggling to change my mindset. For me, I don't have enough, right? If you have a sort of belief, addressing the thoughts will not be enough, because when it comes to worth, or I'm not enough, or I'm not lovable, or I don't deserve the good things in life, it's much, much deeper. It's often to do with repressed shame. And so what makes you think that you're worthless? Give me a specific example. Maybe a pattern. What are the sort of situation that keeps on reminding you that in those instances you are worthless? And we can go somewhere together. Michael Burrows. Hiya, how are you? I'm very well indeed. How about you? Michael Burrows. Can you help me with something, please? It's for my fashion, if can. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Pumpkin puff. I talked about this with my husband, and he was very insistent, but everything would change, and I mean very much to him, but my mind seemingly struggles to truly believe that, because everything takes time. Nothing changes just like that. We have systems into place to keep us going, and so for us to change an aspect of ourselves, we need to basically install a new habit, whatever that may be. Habits of thoughts, habits of emotions, habits of behavior, they're all connected, and it's basically finding out what is it what we must upgrade, and then focus on that thing, and over time that new habit will replace the other habit. But nothing is going to happen like that. When things happen straight away like that, it's because there's been a process that has been happening in the shadow, in the dark, for a long time. Everything is the continuation of something else. So even when something seems to be happening and change everything, it was always meant to happen because of everything that happened up till this point. I hope it makes sense. When people have the aha moment, the epiphanies, it's because they were in a state of readiness for that moment to express itself in their life. Thank you for the little heart. Michael Burrows. I work in men's fashion. Okay. Mainly men's shoes and socks I do. Okay. Naps and noodles. Tara, glad to hear you are getting treatment, and I hope you get the problem figured out. Thank you. Yes, indeed, I agree. But other guy, I pay privately for care in the UK. I'm just concerned about opportunities in the future. You can either worry about opportunities in the future, or you can learn about how to make the most of it. When we worry about something, we're giving that moment away to fear and anxiety and stress and distress. But you can choose that moment to get your mind to learn what you can do. Everything is changing. AI, the technology, everything is changing in the world. And so now more than ever, we can do anything that we want. With the right mindset, we can surf on the waves of evolution and growth. And so it's about finding, what can I do with that movement? How can I find a system that works for us? In 5 years' time, I don't know, 90% of the job will disappear because everything is going to be automated, robot, or AI. And so it means that there are some new things coming up. If we stick to the old mentality, we're going to feel disempowered and scared of the future. Like when farmers discovered that there was an invention called the tractor. Everyone freaked out. But now they are using tractors, and those who don't do this anymore, they do something else. We want to basically have a growth mindset and realize that with a big shift happening like that, which is what is happening now with AI, a lot of things are going to disappear, but a lot of new things are coming up. So how can you do with that? How can you make the most of that? A lot of people are making a living online. A lot of people are on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, making a living out of this stuff. Uh, um, and there's so many ways to make this happen. So maybe I would suggest you to explore that and see if you have a collection of rover or cars, maybe it means that you know about cars. So maybe you can create something about it online. The opportunities are everything that is outside, we have no control over. What we do have control over is our mindset. What am I going to learn today? How am I going to grow? How can I make this better? As opposed to, oh, it's scary. Again, I know that it's not easy, but we can talk about it if you want. Ashley, Hennessy official. How do I relax my nervous system enough to sleep? I have insomnia. I feel I've tried everything. Often I lay awake and meditate for 10 hours overnight, calm but awake. How do I feel safe enough to sleep? Okay, so it's a journey and we're all very different. Again, when it comes to sleeping, there's so many reasons as to why we suffer from it. But something I can suggest to you, you can try and see if it happens. I want you to, so you may have some things that you need to explore. So again, I'm a hypnotherapist. So what I would do, I would go into your subconscious mind and we will explore some memories of the past that are to do with the reasons as to why you are still awake, whatever they may be. And this is where we will address the problem. But because I don't have access to you right now, we're not able to do this. What I can suggest is for you to learn how to relax. And I appreciate that relaxing yourself is all that you can do for now, and it's good enough. Instead of trying to sleep, don't try to sleep. If you think, I need to sleep, I want to sleep, time is running, the clock is ticking, oh, I hate it, I'm having less and less time, I'm going to be knackered, oh, now you're creating tension. So instead, tell yourself, I'm chilled, I'm relaxed, I'm just going to focus on my breath. I'm going to play happy memories in my mind. I'm going to imagine some happy stuff and just chill out. And I don't care about sleeping. If I'm ready to sleep, I will sleep. I'm not seeking to sleep. I'm allowing myself to be in a state to invite sleep to come into me instead. If you're pursuing the sleep, you're going to be running in your mind, you're going to be tense. And so think, you know what, even if I don't sleep, I'm going to relax and it's still good enough. I don't remember the numbers, but I think if I've read somewhere that if you are in a state of relaxation and meditation, I'm going to give you random numbers, but if you, let's say, relax yourself for 3 hours, it's as good as sleeping 20 minutes, as far as your brain is concerned. So I'm not sure, don't check me on that, but something like that. And so tell yourself, oh, you know what, I can't force myself to sleep, it's not possible. But I can enjoy the moment, I can enjoy relaxing myself, and hopefully, if I'm lucky enough, I may even be able to invite sleep. If not, it's still okay, because if I'm relaxed for that amount of time, it's still similar to having slept that amount of time. So it's still better than nothing. And something is better than nothing. So I will suggest you to do that. Don't try to sleep. Don't seek that. Just try to relax, enjoy yourself, and tell yourself, okay, sleep. I'm ready whenever you are, if you are. And if not, I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to think, I enjoy being in that bed. The window is open. I love that fresh air coming in. And you can practice gratitude. I love the fact that I have a lovely house. I feel safe. I've got a nice and warm bed. Think about things that makes you happy, that makes you feel relaxed. And just do this. And as you do this more and more, you will develop a skill, and eventually you may actually relax yourself and be more able to eventually resume some sort of healthy habits of sleep. But there could be other things. There could be some trauma that are unresolved, and this will not make it happen. You will need some different help. Again, if I was to look after you, we could absolutely address this. Just saying. If you have ADHD as well, you may understand that maybe your brain is like that. Many of us who have some conditions such as ADHD, very often what happens is that we are overstimulated in the daytime, too much noise, too much chaos, too much people. And so we create an association with nighttime peace, nighttime safe, nighttime I can hear myself thinking. I like it, and I'm going to make up for that time. And so a lot of us, we are awake because our brain has created the system, so much so that our body is now going to create some cortisol at night instead of creating some, melatonin. The hormone that gets us to feel asleep is melatonin. And so people who don't have any trauma or who are neurotypical, when when it's not time, just like the hands, they start to feel a bit tired because the brain, the body is creating melatonin. Us, we do the opposite. We create cortisol, we create adrenaline because we're excited, we want to stay awake because our subconscious mind have associated nighttime with me time, special time, time where I can enjoy myself. And so if that's the case, you want to address this. The system that I suggested would not suffice. That's it. But again, the more I get to know people, the more I'm able to help them out. I need to have more information. What do you say, Ashley? Was it helpful in any way? Michael Burrows, could you help me with something, please? It's for my fashion. You asked me already a few times. So sometimes trolls ask things again and again and again and again and again and again. So I need to leave it like that. I need to assume that I was a bit late, so you didn't know if I've read your comments you wrote it again. But if I see that it's happening too much, I have to get rid of you. Pumpkin Puff. Note, I'm not struggling to believe my husband, but I'm struggling with my own thoughts about myself and my worth to the world. I just don't feel like I am special in any way. Okay, so you want to change that. Change the way you think about yourself. Play happy memories in your mind. Spend some time meditating and reminiscing the good memories of your life. Remember when you've done something that you're proud of. Remember when you did something that made you happy, that made your heart feel warm. Remember when you did something that people told you was good. Do this. Because the reason why you're feeling that you're not worth is precisely because you are thinking about the bad stuff about yourself. You're thinking about the memories, about the experiences that were negative about yourself. People who told you you're not good enough, you're rubbish, you suck, you should be better. And you keep doing this to yourself. So remind yourself that this is only one aspect of your past. There's a lot of other aspects that are positive, that are empowering, that are full of love and kindness and happiness and joy. So I want you to replay those memories in your mind. Seek them. Have a detective mindset and find them. We all have tons of them. We forget them because we are just on that program of self-hatred FM, and we play that program all the time. But if you can investigate your own past and think, okay, you know what? I need to self-reflect, close my eyes, and then try to find out of those memories. Okay, you know what? This happened. Try to see it from a different perspective, and eventually that will start a chain of thought, a chain of memories, and you have other things coming up. And what I want you to do is to really milk the happy memories. Remember all the little things that made you happy, that you're proud of. And the more you do this, the more you realize, you know what? I can create happiness. I can create good stuff. Some people like me. Some people appreciate me. Some people were kind to me. They exist somewhere in your subconscious mind. It's for you to find out. Do it. It's a skill. But the more you do this over time, over a long period of time, the more you'll be reminded that you are worthy. You are special. You're important. To some people, you are. You feel that you're not important only because you're looking at yourself from the perspective of the people who hate you. To them, you're not important. And you're looking at yourself from their position. Instead, look at yourself from someone's position who loves you, who cares about you, who wants to help you. And so, yeah. Share with me, if you can, please. Let me know. Tell me. Just a random memory, something good about yourself. And we can talk about it, right? Ashley, also, how much do you charge? I want to save up to see you. The best thing to do is to organize a free discovery call with me. I don't divulge my prices like that. I talk to people first, so that even if they cannot afford me, I get to give them some advice, right? Because not everyone can afford me. I'm going to be honest. But I still want to give you a chance to talk to me. So half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour, free discovery call. And then we can decide then if we can work together. And if we work together, then I can tell you my prices. Okay? There's a link on my bio to my website. And so there you can send me an email and we can organize a discovery call. Michael Burrows, many men's, okay, again, Michael. Wendy Robinson, oh, that makes sense. Thank you for the insight. I feel I am depressed. I just don't know how to get out of it. I want to start taking care of myself, showering and taking care of little things like that. I want to start posting online on YouTube. I read tarot, but I can't seem to get up and motivate myself. You find it difficult because you are coming from a place of self-hatred. I don't like myself. I want to change myself. Myself is not good enough. There's something wrong about myself. As opposed to, I want to change because I love myself. I want to feel good. I want to feel better. And so start to focus on that. Learn how to appreciate yourself. Learn how to, as I said to the previous guy sometime along that life, do your best to focus on the little moments, the little things that make you feel better about yourself. Do this more and more so. Don't overthink. Don't try to change everything. Don't try to transform your whole self. New me, new year, new me. Forget about this. Just focus on the little things. Just feel good. Do things that make you happy. So talking about tarot. Do your tarot. Connect with people who are into that. Read them the cards. Get them to read you. Compare notes. Read up about that to expand your skills, your understanding of tarot reading, perhaps. And that will get you to be also in a creative mode. Creativity is a great, great, great way to address depression. When we are creative, we cannot be depressed in that moment. And so, yes, focus on creativity, focus on being happy. And the more you do this, the more you will be expanding your level of mental clarity. And at some point, you may think, now I'm ready for help. Now I need to do some research about finding out who can help me the best in that moment. But the first thing you want to do is to just chill. And if it takes time, it will take the time it takes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it takes 1 month, 1 year, 10 years. You can't force yourself happy. You can't force yourself healthy. You can't force yourself healed. We can't force any of those things. And so you need to address your own subconscious resistance. And if you don't have any professional help at this point in time, at least chill. Do things that relaxes you. Do things that make you happy. Do things that engage your curiosity, your creativity. Princey, are you Korean or Japanese? I'm neither. I'm French. On passport, I am French. If you're talking about my parents, my genetics is Chinese. My parents are from China. But I was born in France. I speak French. My culture, my education is French. And I've been living in London, in the UK, for 29 years now. So I'm not that much French anymore. Anonymous, I need help. Okay. Anonymous, I'm trying to become a better person and I have made some major progress, but I'm haunted by who I used to be and I'm having a hard time forgiving myself. Okay. So you want to practice self-compassion. You want to realize that whatever you've done in the past, whatever you have created, whoever you have hurt, whatever you have allowed, whatever you didn't do, is all that you could do then. You did whatever you felt you had to do to be safe based on what you knew then. We all do. Sometimes we can be horrible. Sometimes we can hurt people. Sometimes we can be really, really shitty, nasty. I was one of them. I used to be a horrible person for many years because I was traumatized, because I didn't know any better, because I was in a constant state of survival, because everyone was horrible to me. And so I had to find a system to get through, navigate through that life. And it was a system of hatred, of violence, of anger. I was suffering rage all the time. And I never chose that. I never chose any of those things. I hated myself for doing those things. I had some level of awareness. Every now and then I was like, gosh, why did I do that again? I hated myself, I hated people, I hated life, I hated the world, I hated everything. But that's all I knew. I could have not done anything any different because that's all I knew then. However, over time, I've changed, I've learned, I developed, I transformed, and now I know, and I'm no longer that person. And I have to accept that the person that I was then is the best that I was then. Sometimes we do or we say or we allow horrible things because that's all that we know in order to stay safe. And so whatever happened in the past, I want you to realize that it's the you that knew, and now you know better. So you can forgive yourself. Yes, okay, now I'm never going to be that person again. Now I'm going to be kind. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be helpful to people as much as I can. And this is how you fix your past, by being a better person now, not by reminiscing, regretting, or thinking about your past, resuscitating it over and over again. Does it help, Anonymous? Eli Miller. How do you rediscover the passion for life after 40? I find it hard to find joy doing anything anymore. Always had depression, but there was always some kind of hope at the top of the mountain. Okay, so there's a positive here. You always had some hope somewhere, right? And so the best thing that I can do is to explore the things again, same thing. Explore whatever excites you. Explore whatever stimulates you. Go on that journey. Find out what are the things that you enjoy. Explore, try different things. And eventually you will come across some things that excite you more, that makes you more happy. And there will be your passion back, right? Now, the alternative to that is to also seek therapy. If you have depression, you may have some old baggage that are preventing you to move forward. So that would be something also to address. But how to, you don't rediscover the passion that you have for life. You let go of what is preventing you from accessing that passion. That passion is always there. It's there. It's just buried under tons of gravel and negative stuff. And so the other way I can explain it is that in order to be happy, we don't need to pursue happiness or to seek something that will give us happiness. To be happy, we must let go of whatever is preventing us from being happy. Happy and healthy is our normal state. Anything that is not happy or healthy is not normal. And so it's not that we're missing something, it's that we're overwhelmed by too many of the bad things. So think about the yin and the yang. It's not about seeking the magic pill. It's about letting go of the wound that is still somewhere inside of you. So there was some disconnection with depression. We disconnect from something very important to us. Reconnect to that thing, find out what it is. Depression is there to tell you that you have disconnected from something very important in your life. So now there's always the other stuff, the lifestyle and environmental stuff that we can talk about. Do you look after your body? Do you eat well? Do you sleep well? Do you drink water? Do you go out? Do you spend time in nature? Do you walk? Do you socialize? Do you do things that make you happy? Do you rest? Do you meditate? And all those things. And this is very important. But I believe that the main reason why we are unhappy when we come to the sort of age is because we have lived a life that was not the life you were meant to live. So it's never too late to change. Find out what is it about your life. Maybe it's your career, maybe it's the people that you are with, maybe it's your geographical location, whatever it is. You have always wanted to do something. You came into this planet, in this realm of existence, to explore something. And the depression is there to tell you that you are not living that thing. So question yourself, go on that journey, try different things, do some self-reflection, and try to organize yourself around the life that you really want to live. Whatever that it is. We tend to repress our happiness because we've been taught in childhood, you can only be happy if you go through that career, if you do that thing, if you are fitting in society. And maybe for some of us, it's not the solution. Maybe some of us want to travel around the world. Some of us want to be artists or writers. Maybe some of us want to be, I don't know, having a very simple and humble life, but somewhere in nature, away from people. It doesn't matter. We all have something. It's about you finding what are the limiting beliefs that you have about yourself that are preventing you to allow yourself to be yourself and to live and manifest the life that you really want. What do you say? Does it help at all? Early Miller? K. Stevens, yes, be very aware of your own personal autonomy and depending on yourself, but some blame to feel better about themselves because they can't control the narrative anymore. So that's an old conversation that I have lost the plot of. But okay. Naps and noodles. Thank you. I will try to put down some polite boundaries for my coworker when he starts being anxious at others again. Gosh, I'm really behind. Guys, I need to start to speed up. I don't know how many comments I'm behind. This is live. I read all of them. It's 10 to 8. But, all right. Yes, let's speed up. Yes, each other. Hello, Jen. So can I email you private? Yes, if you want. Kay Stevens. Yes, all it takes is one person in your environment to create physical stress in the tribe. Interesting about your hair loss. Remember when COVID hit, hair loss in many. Oh, for me, it was before. It was before COVID. It was stress. It was anxiety. There was a period of my life where I had to face my past again. So I went back in my home to look after my mum, my brother. And there was so much stress I decided to lose all my hair. But also because of the stress and the anxiety of life, all my life I was very, very thin here. Whenever I had wet hair in the swimming pool, I was like bald. People could see because the water makes the hair thinner. And so I know that it is related to stress and anxiety. Okay, I think it would be interesting to look at the post-COVID starts on relationship dynamics in homes. It was tough in the States and people distance themselves. So this is all different conversation, but yes, the situation we've been through COVID time was very, very challenging for many of us because we were faced with ourselves and the other person in the same room for like 2 years. So that would be a cause for many problems. It's a whole different conversation. I can talk about it if you want, but maybe next time, maybe Friday, because I'm realizing it's already 9 to 8, and I'm supposed to finish that live stream by 8 p.m. Kaiser Krusenberg. Hi, I wanted to say I love your daily words of wisdom, sincerely delivered and always true. Thank you so much, Kaiser. But Robert Guy, AI equals less job, and a country that had 59 mil in 1990s and 79 million in 2095 rising, the UK is not the land of the opportunity for my children. I don't believe that. I believe that there's opportunity everywhere, wherever you are. It's about the right mindset. AI means less of certain jobs, but more of other jobs. So if you have the right mindset, you focus there, not here. I see so many kids, so many people of any age who are really making the most of technology and the social media and making a living and a lifestyle out of it. And we can all, it's absolutely possible. But we need to explore something new and different. If we rely on kind of a physical job, this will go, for sure, yes. But we have other things that we can do. We can always learn, we can always grow. It's not a land of opportunity. It's more of a mindset of opportunity. Gosh, my hair all over the place, talking about my hair. Jen, hello, I just messaged you on Facebook. All right, I don't really use Facebook. How about you send me an email through my website? I think that'd be better, right? If you want to send me a message, because even when I go to Facebook, I don't know which page I'm in. It's quite confusing. But if you can go, if you're really serious about contacting me, I would suggest you to go on my bio, and there's a link to my website. And from my website, you can send me an email directly, and we can organize a Discovery call. Okay? That other guy, yes, I have a YouTube account that has an insight into my business. I'm fairly well known in the Range Rover fraternity here in the UK. Okay? That sounds good. Bernard Chapman George. Hi to all on the chat. Hello to you. Ashley, thanks. How much do you charge a session? So again, organize a Discovery call with me and I can talk to you about it if you want, if you're serious about it. Pumpkin Puff. Well, I have lots of shame. I don't like how I handle being overwhelmed. BPD. I feel stupid. I feel like I don't do as much as others. Always doubting my abilities. Bad body positivity too. If you have BPD, it's normal. As long as you have not addressed your BPD, all of those things are normal. They're not the problem, but the symptoms of your BPD. Right? A very low self-esteem, yeah, When we have borderline personality disorder, we have some episodes where we can have some grandiosity, where we can feel huge and very amazing. But more often than not, because of our behavior and the way those behaviors impact our relationships, we tend to maintain that narrative in our head. What's wrong with me? Why am I always doing this? First, there's them, they're bad, they're wrong. But there's some moment when we realize, gosh, I'm doing it again. And so, yes, it's normal. Your problem is not any of those things. Those are the symptoms. They are the byproduct, the result, the consequence of your borderline personality disorder. So address the BPD. Address the BPD first. Right. Magdalene Mayer. Ashley, thanks so much. Really interesting advice. Thank you. Pumpkin Puff. It's seemingly an endless list of things that I don't like about myself. Maybe it's partly comparing myself to others, but I just always feel like I'm worthless. Yes, it's normal. Again, for those who are new to my channel, I leave all of my live streams to be replayed. And so it takes about a few hours for YouTube to upload them. But if you have heard about anything that you find interesting and you want to retrieve this information by tomorrow morning, you will be able to find that very live stream on my channel. So make sure that you subscribe if you haven't yet. And in the live section, you will see it. All my live streams are there. I come live on YouTube every Wednesdays and every Fridays from 6 to 8 p.m. UK time. Igor, hello. But Rover Guy, BPD is a tough diagnosis. Just you're not alone. I know a fair people with borderline diagnosis. When I was 19, I was diagnosed as ASPD. You're on the autism spectrum, is it? No, antisocial personality disorder. Antisocial, okay. Sociopathic tendency, okay. Met a lot of BPD people in my group. Okay, I get it. Yes, we are the same cluster B personality disorder category. Indeed, yes. So you have been diagnosed as antisocial. How are you doing now? Ashley, I think when I can't sleep, I process trauma in my mind. That's more important for sleep, maybe for my body. Okay. So basically, yeah, so it's trauma. So we came finally to it. The reason you can't sleep is because your mind needs closure from what happened to you in the past. And until it does, nothing matters. So the solution to this is to address your trauma, right? And it's absolutely possible. But Rover Guy and at Pumpkins is not who you are. You will get help, but don't let your diagnosis ever distinguish yourself. You are you, and it will be okay. Promise. Okay. Lucas, hello. Pyroman at Pumpkin Puff, you matter. Yes, thank you. Indeed. Hello, oh my god. And we need to remove that person, bang, just like that. Okay. K. Stevens. Rover Guy, I have an adopted brother who had that diagnosis too. I see the caregivers as a real problem now. Yes, appreciate yourself. Just because others couldn't was their loss. Okay. But Rover Guy at K, it's a misunderstood diagnosis. Yes, I agree. Broad spectrum diagnosis hasn't helped people with disabilities or going through hard times. Care is structured widely and rarely specialist. People are still learning about it. Again, the things that we know about mental health is very only recent. But it's getting better, I believe. Stina, I like so much to listen to you, but I fall asleep. All right, thanks. Fair enough. Maybe my voice is soporific. I get it. Because of my ADHD, I used to have the same problem. When I was going to school or doing some courses, even as an adult, the voice of people would get me to sleep. Like literally, I would struggle. I would shake myself. It would be like torture to put some matchsticks, keep my eyes open. So I get it. I don't take it personally. But if you feel asleep, then I wish you some sweet dreams. But Rover, Didi, UK bro, as that small, okay. Small world, yes, London, UK. K, do you think that a person can block you from you being happy but won't let the past go? Let me try to understand. Do you think that a person can block you from you being happy that won't let the past go. I don't understand. Could you rephrase that sentence in a way that I understand, please? If I read it literally, it doesn't make sense. Do you think that a person can block you from you being happy that won't let the past go? Please clarify. That Rover guy, okay, yes, if they keep... Oh, you get it. All right. Bringing it up. Okay, another troll. Let's get rid of Johnny. Okay. Yes, Rover guy, they never forget the bad instead of the good stuff, but the good outweighs for them. But Rover guy, I'm not a psychologist, but it's very difficult. I made some tremendous mistakes. My wife doesn't let me forget them, but only really to make sure I do repeat these mistakes. So I lost the plot of the conversation. I think you are talking between the two of you, isn't it? Okay, Stevens, you are the man, Didi. Okay, thank you. Pumpkin Puff. Oh, okay. So the shame will live forever until I focus more on working on my BPD. Yes, yes. Your shame is the reason and the result, both, of your BPD. And so by working on it, on both your shame and your BPD, you're addressing all of those problems and more. Fu Paidu, Pumpkin Puff, thank you. K. Stevens, I think BPD comes from a parent who doesn't have a grip and dumps the emotional problems on the kids and constantly compare the child to an impossible standard, the one needing looking at mum. There are many reasons as to why people can have BPD. This is one of them, but it's only one of them. Chilo Day, I have a stress disorder. Okay? Do you want to talk about it? Also, just so you know, it's 8 o'clock, so I'm going to read the last comment, and anything that I don't answer today, I'm happy to talk about it next time, Friday. I'm going to be here in 2 days' time, if you can make it. Pumpkin Puff, no, but Rover guy, less social. I get my employees to deal with people, I just count the money. Okay, Pumpkin Puff, thank you, Didi, for the chat and your time. I will try to look more into how to work on processing my BPD and the shame that comes with it. You can come back to my live and we can talk about it every time if you want, right? But I will need you to give me some specific example of whatever situations that are getting to get you into the state. That's how we look at it. I need to have some specific example. I've done it in the past with other people when I was going live on TikTok, and that has helped some people tremendously. So I'm happy to do this, but you need to have some specific example of what triggers your state of rage or whatever that is problematic for you. But Rover guy, people get mistaken. Psychiatrists don't wave a magic wand. They help you find the tools to help yourself until you are ready. A psychiatrist is not an instant cure. No, of course not. Nothing is an instant cure. Believing that would be terribly naive, wouldn't it? Everything is about understanding many aspects of ourselves until we have, finally, the most important thing for us at this point in time. And so there are some therapy protocols that are more powerful than others. So here you're referring to talking therapy. Typically, talking therapies don't really make much difference because we're just talking about things, and our problems don't live here, they live there, in our subconscious mind, in our heart, in our emotional mind, in our nervous system. And so this is where tools like hypnotherapy, RTT, the tool that I use, but also EMDR or any other type of somatic therapies can really make a difference. They can really help. But it's a different type of therapy. And again, there's not one system that works for everyone. There is, however, one system, at least one, that will work for you, or whatever that you need to address. And it's for you to find out what it is. And by you, I mean anyone who's watching. K. Stevens, true Rover. But Rover guy, cool face emoji. Good evening, Didi. Pleased to speak with you. Until next time. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Guys, I'm going to go now. I wish you all the best. Thank you for watching up to now. Again, I'm going to leave that live stream to be replayed. So, I don't know, it's going to take a few hours, but it will be on my channel at some point soon. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. If you know anyone who could benefit from my help, get them to follow me. And I will come back Friday from 6 o'clock p.m. UK time until 8 again. Okay? Until then, look after yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love you all. Take care. K. Stevens, Rover, look at who was in your environment as a child and hold them accountable. Shadow, refer a book for good mental health. Next time, I'll come back Friday or next Wednesday, please. Bye.